Let's go to the next question here. Sorry, it's kind of trying to move ahead here. Okay, next question. Do you see any layer two based dexes catching traction and possibly taking away market share from Uniswap? Short answer, no. I mean, honestly, I think Uniswap, I think if you're trying to be invested in dexes, there are only two dexes, in my opinion, at the current moment worth investing in. And disclosure, I do own these: Uniswap and One Inch Exchange. Because Uniswap, you're basically getting the best DEX and biggest DEX out there, and then One Inch Exchange, you're getting an aggregator, which help, and I think both of them are crucial. So I think that's why I have both. Now, I personally use One Inch Exchange the most, but the reason why I don't see layer two DEXs catching up, Uniswap version 3 is just going to blow everything out the water. Uh, so let me see if I can get the actual details here. Right. So this is an article on Uniswap version 3. But basically, they'll have lower gas fees and just a lot more efficient. Right. So imagine Uniswap, how big it is right now, right? With gas fees. So if we go back to DeFi Pulse, to Dexes, right? Not counting stablecoins with Curve Finance, Uniswap has 3.6 billion. Now, honestly, SushiSwap is a good competitor. I think you basically have Uniswap as the VC-backed good project versus the community-governed, community-forked version of SushiSwap. So I think SushiSwap is basically the Pepsi to being Coke, right? So I think there will always be that place because in almost any niche, there's really room for three companies, right? Basically, first place, second place, and third place, and the rest nobody really cares for, right? So I think first place will be Uniswap, second place will be SushiSwap, and third place could be, I don't know, whatever. But I think the main thing to really keep an eye on before you start going into all these other layer two scaling dexes, look into what Uniswap is doing with version 3. There's this thing called optimism rollups. Right now, it's being tested on synthetics, but basically, this is supposed to help Ethereum scale, right? So I think the fact that we're getting Ethereum scaling with ETH 2.0, even though it's still early, it was still like almost 2 years away. But I would say right now we're in the first phase. So I'll give it at least a year. But with Ethereum scaling and also with version 3 of Uniswap, I don't really see anybody who can compete with Uniswap. Like Uniswap would have to really drop the ball to lose this lead. I mean, because think about it, they already got competition from SushiSwap, and they're still doing well, right? So they've obviously shown that you can't just fork liquidity away, right? Now, the only other competitor I see for Uniswap would be if there was a DEX on Polkadot, right? So imagine an interoperable DEX. We have covered on the show before in the past PokerSwap. Even though their code is not available, that's why we haven't done a code review yet to our customers. But we did have the founder, who's a friend of ours, do a private call with our professional customers. That's worth keeping an eye on. Let me see if I can pull that up. PokerSwap. I think PokerSwap.io. Yeah. This is basically Uniswap, but with cross-chain assets. That can be big, right? So worth keeping an eye on. They are doing a liquidity mining program at the moment, I believe, which actually I should look more into. But I don't think they've really launched anything on GitHub yet. Because if I pull this up, let's see. Yeah, right now it's just Sora, and that's the website for PokerSwap. So there's really nothing to check out. But actually, I wonder if we can talk to the team and have them give us access for code review. Because actually, that would be actually pretty cool. But yeah, I think right now Uniswap's to lose. I don't really see any other project being able to compete with Uniswap version 3 and ETH 2. That combination in tandem, you really have to come up with a better innovation than just faster DEX, right? So I don't think layer 2 scaling is really going to be widely adopted. But hey, maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe, obviously, I'm not a blockchain developer, because I do know some of the derivatives exchanges actually are using layer 2. I think actually Perp Perpetual Protocol might be doing that, but those aren't really competing with Uniswap, right? So I think the for layer 2 dexes, maybe for derivatives, that could be a winner, right? But in terms of taking away market share from Uniswap, I don't see that happening. Bill, what do you think?
Let's talk about where we are in the crypto cycle, right? Legacy investors just got to Coinbase. So first they discovered Bitcoin and PayPal, etc. Then they moved to Coinbase en masse and discovered DeFi by just going through some of the coins on Coinbase and picking the ones that were mooning and going with it. What is going to happen when those legacy investors who have now got, the crypto bug, when they move into like the true altcoin space, where are they going? They going to Sushi Swap? No, they're going to go to the brand names like Uniswap, okay, and 1inch, which is backed by Novogratz, right? So Uniswap has got the, Coinbase, Binance royalty in its name, in its story, and in its past. So when the legacy investors eventually get to Uniswap, that's going to be the destination. Like when they get to altcoins, they're going to get to Uniswap. And the question isn't always, where do the crypto and blockchain people go? The question is, where does the massive legacy herd go? You saw what they did to Dogecoin. Can you imagine what happens if that liquidity goes looking for a home in alts? The only place that can probably handle it is Uniswap.
All right. Thank you, Bill.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.